your friend is going through a time where they need to be in a depressive state, they need to be in a lack of abundance state in order to, they need to fall to rise basically, whereas you personally, not your friend, but you personally need to be on a rise to rise, but you're chilling with someone that... Hey, so hello and welcome everyone. Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Okay, you can see me. So hello and welcome everyone. I am Empress Nykira for those of you that do not know. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. I literally have no idea where to look, where I should look. Here, on the lens, but yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much for joining me on the channel. So in this video, what I'll be speaking on is complementary energies. Let's wait for this bus to go past, and the car, and the van. Not joke. Okay, we'll be speaking on complementary energies and how to notice when something is and is not complementing you, how to notice how if English how to notice when something is complementing you, contrasting you, and how to adjust yourself to reap the most benefit from the things that are around you. I'll be speaking on that whilst getting this look together. And yeah, so let's dive in, and make sure as well you are liked and subscribed, and let's go. What I'm going to be talking about first is complementary energy and how to identify your energy, so you know what energy complements your energy best. The reason why this is important as well is just because it makes life so much easier. Sometimes we can be like inviting in energy just because we admire the energy, but it's not really for us. It's not something that truly resonates with us, it's just that we admire it. But you're like keeping energy, and this energy can manifest as friends, objectives, work, goals that you might have that might be great goals that you can achieve, but you need to be conscious of, is this complementary to your path and your journey, or is this goal, friend, objective contrary and going to be a bigger obstacle? And are you willing to put in that work to keep that person around, or keep that energy around, keep that objective around when you know it's so contrary to your mission? Alright, so whilst the first layer of toner like goes into my skin and seeps in, I just wanted to speak on the power of knowing flowers. I do flower readings for people, and again I'll explain this so much more further in the future, but basically every person can be expressed through flowers, and even just knowing yourself as well and knowing how nature works. You are like a flower, you are a plant, you are a creator of beauty. Like you'll manifest and show up in the world in a certain type of way, just as a flower does. And with that in mind, then you can think about a bouquet. Some people create amazing bouquets and have energy around them, flowers around them that are complementary. So for example, florists will put a rose, which is a very, you know, passionate and feisty kind of flower, like it's an attention grabber, with more dainty flowers. Not to say that these dainty flowers are important, but rather the dainty flowers who have much more of a cooler energy complement the rose. Now if a florist was to put a rose with a sunflower, and I've seen this done before, but I've seen it done amazingly because this person was a well-skilled florist. They know how to make that energy flow with the red and the yellow, and they used oranges, a harmonious colour, to make the energy flow between yellow, orange, red. So the yellow sunflower, the orange flower, whatever it was, and then the rose. This is kind of what we need to do with our lives. Like you have people in your life that aren't even roses, like the weeds, they're straight up weeds. And again, weeds are useful. Do not get rid of the weeds in your garden, eat them. They're so good for you, especially like dandelion and stuff. Dandelion is, but you know, you need to know how to place these weeds in your life, and if they are going to be a part of your bouquet, a part of your team, a part of your squad, a part of your future, then know how the energy is going to move and flow. So as I mentioned, my inspiration for this video was like a group of flowers. So again, as I was running past, there were like these beautiful pink flowers, and then they had like these nice little dainty white ones, and then the tall long beam ones. And again, this goes back to complementary energies. Now certain flowers certain flowers demonstrate much more masculine energy. There's a bee, oh blessed. Anyway, certain flowers demonstrate more masculine energy, certain flowers demonstrate more feminine energy, and you know, the spectrum is very, very, very broad. And this is what I wanted to talk about as well, just finding that balance within yourself between your inner energies, and then once you know your inner energies, you know what energies to attract within your life as well, so that you can best bloom and again attract whatever you want in your life. Just like how those flowers attracted me yesterday, like I was just so mesmerized by the display, by the variety, but how variety and energies can actually complement each other. It's kind of like us as human beings on this planet, like there's such a variety, yet we kind of do the same things, we practice the same rituals, we do the same religions and practices, but we all have a different way of expressing it and explaining it. And when we culminate and come together, that's when we're at our best. And yeah, so you can do that too. So the first thing that I wanted to speak on was knowing your own energy. Now I'm going to flash back to 2018, I believe this was. So 2018, I just left school, just left college, sorry, and I was just really finding my energy. I had just interacted with a masculine energy and my feminine energy was just on a rise. And I came across the work of Sri Namaste More. I will definitely link down her work below, but this is the first video of hers that I came across, and it was knowing your femininity and knowing how to show up as a feminine. Now again, I'm just going to link to that video because I think every woman really should watch that video, but it's just knowing as a woman how you show up in different occasions. So for example, in a certain setting you might show up in a cool kind of fashion, maybe you might need to be the cool one in the room, and then maybe on other days you might want to be hotter, you know, attract your man, things like this. And knowing that all of like this entire spectrum, this is all up to you, my goddesses. And oh my god, as well, men can do this too, definitely, because we all have that within us. But yeah, I'm just gonna link to Shree's video. I'm not even gonna speak too much on that, but that's when this first came to my mind, because a lot of people try to limit themselves, and when you limit yourself, you don't really get to know yourself, you don't get to express yourself, you don't get to learn to love yourself as you are unconditionally and carry that forward every single day, so that you can continue to get to know thyself. Like that is the whole mission, if there ever is one. But yeah, knowing yourself and making sure to practice your energies. Okay, so there's gonna be some glare because again the sun's moved and I've just done my hair and that rhymed. Oh. Shri Namaste. Just going back to Shri Namaste ever so quickly. So Shri Namaste really helps me to realize, like, Shri Namaste's practice really helped me to realize, I'm like this within my masculine energy. However, I've been suppressing my feminine energy, my feminine wants, my feminine desires, you know, and suppressing your desires and suppressing your shadow, or something that you associate with your shadow until you get in there and you're just like, right, this is a party, but that's a whole different story. But yeah, whatever you suppress will come to the surface. But that I was suppressing my energy, so the fact that I was only staying on one side of myself, one aspect of myself, which was my left logical side, and I wasn't really I was embracing my creativity to serve my masculinity, to serve my masculine side, rather than to honor and respect my femininity for the goddess and for the great being that she is. What I was saying was, I'm an earth sign, and a goal of mine could be to fly an airplane, right? So that would take me out of my element, which is my natural intrinsic self. And then again, it's completely contradictory to what it is currently that I'm working on. I'm working on something that is space holding, that is to do with space traveling, you know, two different sciences. And if I was to do that, and of course I can fly a plane, I can do everything, I am limitless. However, I have to pick and choose my battles and pick and choose what it is that I want to engage in. However, if it was something that really, really called for me, then I would have to know and calculate, okay, I know this isn't aligned right now, and I know this isn't a part of what I'm trying to do. However, I'm going to make this happen. But again, that's the aspect of force. Now, a lot of people try and avoid force, and a lot of people try to say that force is not feminine. Again, there's masculine and feminine aspects to everything, and force is also to do with the number 4, and the number 4 is highly feminine. In Jamaica we call, because 4 makes a square, just so I don't skip anything, 4 makes a square is a box, right? And in Jamaica, you know, so your front, your pussy, your kitty, your panani is called a box. So 4 also has very feminine aspects to it, and again, women crave stability. Stability comes from 4, and that comes from force, which is that masculine energy. And there's, again, masculine and feminine and everything. It's like one big thing. It's getting hot in here. Relationships, anything that you're working on, or anything that is contrary or opposing or adjacent to self, right? So you've got a relationship, a friendship, a family member, a situation, something that is adjacent to you. When you have those things in your life, there might be like a year, a month, a season where you do not resonate with the people that you might have been chilling with for the past 10 years. You don't know why. You just don't resonate with them. There's something within you that's just like, this ain't it. Now, when this has happened to me when I was younger, I was just like, you know what, I'll cool off this person for a year, see how I feel when we rekindle next year. And this is how I do a majority of my friendships. So I give them like a cool off period, because I change so quickly. It's ridiculous. But again, my life path number is a 5, but I change so quickly, it's ridiculous. Like literally a month later, I can be a completely different person. I'm not just saying it to say it, I mean it. So I cool off for a minute, see if I'm feeling that person. I'll give that person a year, see if I like them, give them another year, see if I like them, and then if it goes on too long, I'll take the accurate measures and see where do I want to place this person. Is this person now are they an acquaintance? Are they a close friend? Where in my life do I want to place this person? Or is it my time to now cut that cord and allow that person to leave and for us to float and be in our prime without each other? Is that the necessary step for the love that I need to take? Again, people really love the word loyalty, but I don't believe in blind loyalty. I think that's even hindrance to myself and that person. And if I truly love that person, truly and unconditionally, and if I have faith within myself on levels, I will let them go, because I will know that they are fine. When I pray for them from time to time, maybe every night or every month or whatever, when I do my prayers for my family and for my loved ones, they will be protected, they will be well, so I can let that person go. And be prepared to let things go. Just like, honestly, let it go. Let it go, because even just reflecting on myself as well, it's like, because something is so lovely and so beautiful. Roses are lovely and beautiful, but they wither and die, my love. Like honestly, they wither and they die, and you need to know how to maintain a rose bush. And again, that's a completely different video. I have so much sauce to drop on this YouTube channel, it's a joke. Subscribe. But yeah, you have to know how to take care of the bush, 1, but 2, you have to remember that you are a gardener, if anything, and gardeners like multiple flowers for different reasons. Each flower in your garden must serve a purpose, and you must know which flowers to gravitate to when it is the season to do so. So you have to be prepared for the ebb and flow of life and where people are going to show up in your life. And I say this most importantly because, right, this is the part that people don't want to really hear about. This is like, where someone else can be in their life may contradict where you are, and because you're trying to hold on to this person out of loyalty, this person can be capping you at the knees, like cutting your legs off. You smell like your friends. One more time, you smell like your friends. What do I mean, right? So we're in a universe. This universe is made up of vibration. Those vibrations come from essence, quintessence to be exact. Now, this is a smelly universe that we live in. You know, energy makes smells. Let's just say that. Energy makes smells, but smells make energy. But let's not go there. Okay, let's just say it's a smelly universe, and you smell like your friends. Now, say I'm an embodiment of abundance, right? I'm an embodiment of abundance. However, your friend is going through a time where they need to be in a depressive state. They need to be in a lack of abundance state they need to fall to rise, basically. Whereas you personally, not your friend, but you personally need to be on a rise to rise. But you're chilling with someone that's on a fall to rise, right? I'm Madam Abundance. I'm blessings right now, and I'm going around, I'm seeing who am I gonna bless right now, who am I gonna chill with right now. I'm abundant. I want to chill with people like me. I want to resonate. How do I find you? I smell, I sniff. No, you smell broke. You smell broke. I'm not chilling with you. I'm not chilling with you. But you're not broke. It's your friends that are broke. It's not your season for you to chill with them, and it's okay. Like, again, you can set up certain measures to support that. So that goes back to force as well. So let's just talk about force for a minute, right? Force comes from four. Four means square. Square is four is square. Square is support, right? Square is foundation. If you do architecture, you start off with a square, right? So when you're on this square, right, this square gives you support because it's a system. The energy flows in a way where everything is rigid. You know how things are going. You can place this here, here, and here. So if you've got a friend that is going through a depressive time, you know how to support them whilst also protecting you. It's all about boundaries. It's all about knowing how this energy flows within your own space and being the architect of your own life. Just knowing how certain people around you are affecting your own blessings as well. And even, for example, if you're in a building period of your life and the person that is around you that is destructive, and again, I've been there myself. Like, I've been and I even foresaw it happening. Like, I just knew I was in a destructive state and I needed to destroy everything around me, and trust and believe that I did. And I just told people, like, listen, this year I literally told people, like, I'm on destructive mode. Like, don't try and build with me this year. Don't try and, because someone liked me during that year, and I was like, listen, I like you too, I like you a lot. However, I'm on destructive mode, so there is nothing that's going to bloom out of this right now, because I need to destroy everything, literally destroy everything. And you have to be okay with that. We as humans like to accumulate and hold on to, and you know what I mean, we like to just feel as if we're secure when we're holding on to bullshit. Like, and honestly, it's so much better if you let that go and have a space. And again, I'm not saying cut off your friend that has depression, or cut off your friend that's destroying things around them and things like that. I'm just saying set up a good system for yourself and for your friends, so that you can be a listening ear for them, but also protect what it is that you have, because you cannot be around these people and smell like these people and block your own blessings in the process. Especially not next year. Again, I'm doing that video. When I say next year, it's going to be a blessing for those that have eyes to see and hands to move. So number one is to assess yourself. Assess where you're at and assess how your energy is not only showing up, but how it is actually. Point two, practice your energy. So again, going back to Sri Namaste more, just making sure you practice your energy. So practicing when you're going to be flirtatious, and then practice when you're going to be really bubbly, and then practice when you're going to be really straightforward and blunt. Like, you know what I mean? Practice yourself and get to know yourself and get to know your tool, because at the end of the day, this body really is a tool, and a beautiful one, and we need to know how to honestly use ourselves. And people again are so afraid of that word, but that's what we're doing. We're using ourselves, using other people, using this oxygen, this prana. That's why you have to give thanks and be respectful in this life. 3 is to take time to sit down and journal and just really see what comes out of you. Journal down the things that embarrass you the most. Like, I can't even say what embarrasses me the most, because it's not even that I'm embarrassed, but it's more so like there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff, because I'm a curious person. 1 second, let me just get this out of my eye. So yeah, write down what embarrasses you the most. Write down what your fears are as well, and write down how you plan to integrate with yourself, because a lot of the times within we can be so sporadic as well, so we can't even benefit off complementary, because what's going on inside is not even harmonious. 4, I think this one is prioritize your goals. Yeah, know the importance of prioritizing your goals, just so that you're on a complementary path, and then you're making your life more complementary for you. You know where you're at, and then you also know how other people can complement your journey as well. But then if it is a must, like for example the airplane thing that I mentioned before, like if it's your goal to drive an airplane, drive a yacht, helicopter, go to space, like whatever your goal may be, I wouldn't do the go to space one. Like, that was just on my mind, that just like but whatever your goal may be, right, make sure that you are setting up the system so that you can actually achieve that goal in a way that is also harmonious. And even if it is contrasting, it's contrasting you in a way where it's building your character rather than coming across in your life or showing up in your life as a curse. Point number 5, which is my personal favourite point, certain practices and things that you can carry on you to make sure that you are speaking your truth. And then when you're speaking your truth, this helps you to live much more of a harmonious life, because when you're not speaking the truth, you have to lie, and then when you have to lie, you have to think, and then when you're in a state of thinking, you're living in a state of pause rather than being, right? It's all about your truest being, awakening your truest being, which is now, which is present. If you always have to think about lies, you're always like a step behind, just because you've got to make sure you don't get caught up on something that you're caught up on before. Now, you might be lying out of ignorance, you might be, you know, holding on to things which are emotional. We all do it. Honestly, we all do. Like, even myself, again, I'll put myself on the table as always. Even this week, I just wasn't being my greatest being, and I was giving myself excuses for that. Those are self-lies. We do it all the time, so just making sure that you're honest with yourself. You can heighten this with lapis lazuli, amazing crystal. I need to get myself some. Lapis lazuli is really just absolutely amazing. Every time I'm around it or in its presence, it's just so great. I just need to take the time to choose the right stone for me. I've not been to a good crystal store in a minute. And then singing and chanting as well. So singing and chanting is really, really amazing for everyone, just to practice opening up not only your throat but also as well your heart, opening up your heart to your truest self and bringing that forward as well. And then one more thing as well, just because people avoid this, but it's necessary sometimes, not cussing people off, but how can I say this? Yeah, I'm gonna sound so like, I don't even know, but making sure that if someone needs that correct energy, you bring that correct energy, right? Don't try and get caught in this archetypal self. Bring that correct energy forward and say what needs to be said, rather than trying to keep the illusion of peace, because you're not keeping no peace for no one external to self. So be real, be real, and just say it how it is. Again, we practice practices such as meditation and breath work to calm ourselves down, and also as well I practice breath work, so when that rage of anger flows through me, and for example it flows from quite a traumatizing and overwhelming situation, and you can flow it through you, and you can be kind of like the feather in the wind kind of thing, then you can do that. But there are days where that doesn't happen, and it is okay for you to react, because the energy needs to be let out of you. But if you're trying to show up as that cool, laid back, when you're really not, you're causing yourself ailments. There are a lot of people who corner themselves into one aspect of personality. So for example, they try and be the goody all the time, and then so when something happens to them, for example someone cuts them off, someone rips them off, someone does something wrong to them, they don't even express truly how they feel. They don't scream when they're angry, they don't cry when they're sad, they just stay very, very neutral, even though that's not for them to be in that moment. They don't allow that energy to flow through them, and they cause blockages. The more and more that you suppress how you actually feel, the more and more that you damage yourself and your body. And as I said before, the body is a tool, a beautiful, beautiful, powerful tool, and if you don't create a relationship with these tools, practice how to use them, it's like a swordman with his sword. Like, if you don't practice how to use your sword and create a good relationship with your sword every day by doing daily practices and things like that, you won't truly benefit off of, you know, having that sword. That sword will now be a hindrance. That sword could even turn around and stab you, you know, and that is a subconscious mind. A lot of people can't access their dreams because the subconscious mind is like, I have nothing to do with you. And on the day-to-day, when you're in your logical world, you have nothing to do with me, says the subconscious mind. So, you know, practice integrating with self. And again, speaking of 2022, the same prediction that I'm going to do about relationships, that is that relationship. You know, not getting caught up in the 10%, not getting caught up in the light, you know, not being a moth, right? It's good to be a moth sometimes, but not all the time. Not being a moth and getting caught up in the light, but rather knowing that balance, knowing that a moth is a nighttime creature who needs the darkness as well, who needs that subconscious mind, who needs those greater thoughts and greater placements and beings and ideas, and knowing how to use the darkness to support the light. So the sun has a process, right? The sun is its own internal system. It's an activated being. The sun is a fully activated being who gives us our nourishment, right? And the sun, because it is so radiant and has all of us looking at it, right, because we are all looking at this sun, the sun generates the largest, the biggest and the darkest shadows. There is no light on this earth that outshines the sun, right? And it's because the sun is so light that it has so much darkness. But how does the sun manage to balance that? How does the sun make sure to balance out these shadows? The sun every single night returns to this darkness, returns to this primordial space, and integrates with it to rise again and go through the entire process. The sun has a system whereby it acknowledges all of itself. The sun rises and the sun sets. It is for you to have that same kind of system within yourself. Again, nature teaches us everything. It's just like a tree. Like a tree can't grow. I can't grow into the light, forgetting my roots. All trees start in the darkness. The sun rises out of the darkness. It's the same thing with you, with your subconscious mind, with these tools, with this complementary energy, right? It's you knowing how to acknowledge all sides of self, because when you know yourself, you can know others, you can know how to show up. And again, just like the sun has different phases. The sun has that primordial space where it's back in, we don't see it, right? It has that primordial space, and it even has the sun is so efficient, right? It knows that we will miss it whilst it's in that primordial space. So it has a friend, a lover, watch over us whilst it's gone, and to provide us with some of its essence. Like, I look at the moon as a solar panel. It absorbs that solar energy and reflects it out like a solar light, or like a solar battery pack or something, and charges us and gives us that, it tunes us into the sun whilst the sun is in that primordial space, and gives us a different type of sun energy whilst that sun is away from us.